Good morning. Good morning. What's good, y'all? Today's theme of the stream, was he wrong? Y'all see that in the title. I'm going to ask y'all that just about every topic. Back to the thumbnails that have a little bit more of a leeway towards some of the people and some of the situations that we're going to be covering. Actually, in the title, too, the title says Diddy prison location revealed. Rampage demands jail for his son. Y'all know I ain't going to like that one. Jay-Z drama, and then, of course, a bunch of news that we can't cover in the title, can't add to the thumbnail, not enough space. But I'm still going to keep y'all guessing, man. So we starting this one off with battle rap. I know some of y'all didn't expect that, but news is news. Let's get to it. Was he wrong? Today's theme. I'm gonna start with J Mills and so shout out to the what's the this is on Goods page. Yeah, this is the I Disagree podcast page itself. That's, I believe, Goods and DNA. Shout out to their podcast, man. They're doing their thing. Great content, great visuals, great production over there. But I see this start to go around, an argument between J Mills and Goods.
I make too much money to be a fucking battle rapper, bro. This is why I don't need you to come put a spotlight on my brand.
He said, I don't need you to do a spotlight on my brand. You might not need it now. That's why it's fucking nobody in here. Because you're fucking doing it yourself. And you telling niggas you don't need niggas to put a spotlight. You know what? Let's just say if I didn't put a spotlight on Goods, because he said he's not I said he's a battle rapper turned entrepreneur. So fuck Goods, the battle rapper. Let's talk about Goods, the entrepreneur, right? He don't need nobody to help him with no sort of, he put a spotlight on his brand. But I want to know,
I put a spotlight on what you just started.
But when
this is gonna be the most viewed one. Everybody who got to be the most viewed one.
Don't tell me you don't need your man to put a fucking spotlight on your store. Hey, I don't need you to put a spotlight on your little funky ass show. I want to know why you want to shoot for my little funky ass show.
This little funky ass show I'm about to put on the map. Look at this shit pop.
He said, I don't need you to put no fucking spotlight on my brand. Like this shit is fucking booming.
I make too much money to be a fucking battle rapper, bro.
Too much money to be a fucking battle rapper, nigga.
That's what you said.
Yo, show me your numbers.
It's called brand.
Show me the numbers.
It didn't come out yet.
I can show you my numbers of who I am. So what's the spotlight? You can't put a spotlight and say they have no numbers.
This is going to be the least known person I'm doing on this show. This is the least known business that I have on this show. Real talk. If I show them the episode
for one of the most known niggas
with the most least known brand, I'm not even talking about other niggas' money, bro. I'm talking
about mine. I'm talking about what I do. This is why I don't need your little beginning brand.
I know
to start my shit. Okay, this little beginning shit you doing, I'm getting it popping.
Did you feel like he was running from the smoke? I don't know, man. I mean, when you saw that first interview, what did you think?
When I saw the first interview, I was mad I couldn't be here. I'm like, J Mills, we need to have that cook up, man. Because it was certain things he was.
Let me see what this caption right here says. It says, he wants the spotlight, but are the numbers there to back it up? Some things you can't fake. If you have something to say, back it up with metrics. It's real talk. All right. I think there's one more. Is there another one? Oh, yeah, there's one more. Hold on.
You have one store. There's nobody in here. You was working out earlier today and you had a meeting, so you didn't make no money in here today. Nobody came in here to buy shit. You didn't come in here yesterday. So that's 48 hours you didn't make a fucking dime in this store. Don't tell me you don't need your man to put a fucking spotlight on your store.
This store is just here because I want it here, so we can hang out. I make enough money to pay for this store and just hang out.
That's what we doing, because it ain't no fucking money being made in here. Nobody's coming in here to buy a fucking thing. Look, we got cameras in this bitch. We got more cameras in this bitch than customers.
You know, customers are here because I make money online.
But there's never no customers in here. Never no customers in here.
You don't need it. This here is just for this. To shoot podcasts, do shit. Favors for you. To do your shit.
Favors for you.
A hangout spot that got clothes in it, but it's really just for, you got this shit for me to come hang out in.
How can you put a spotlight on something for something you doing? I got no numbers yet.
You have one store. One store. There's nobody in.
Yo, these niggas is wildin'. I ain't gonna lie to you. What does this caption say? This one says, he shares the reality of owning a store that isn't profitable. He says it's more of a hangout spot than a business right now, funded by online income. That could be very possible, of course, right? There's a lot of storefronts where a majority of their sales can absolutely be online. I don't think a majority of Cool Kicks, we just talked about them in the midst of their their federal raid, right? I don't think a majority of their sales is people pulling up. I think people pull up for the spectacle, the celebrities, the people that want to see or meet the owner. But all the sales are just shipping around the world. You know, that's all online shit, right? It's not McDonald's where you got to pull up and get your food, right? So it's very possible that, yeah, bulk of the sales is happening online. I'm not mad at Good saying that at all. But Jay Mills' point, though, I don't know why he tried to damn near expose him or some shit. Like, yo, 2 days I've been around you, ain't nobody. Like, I could appreciate somebody having, you know, the business space. And I said that a while ago, right? I said, think about it. Like, Goods could do his freestyles there, he could do content there, he could do his podcast there, obviously. Right. I think they both make good points, right? And obviously this is promotion to them because they put these clips on the this idea I disagree with podcast Instagram. So shout out to these two guys, man. But I'll tell you this, man. I'll tell you this off. I'll tell you this off rip. The top arguers and debaters in the culture, as per me, no order. Niggas that you just don't want to argue with, okay? And when I say argue with, do not get this on camera shit misconstrued. I'm not talking about arguing with somebody on Mav's podcast, right? Because it's a podcast. There's content still in people's minds. Don't go too far, don't scream, don't curse, don't look crazy on camera. I'm talking about when gloves is off, it's just me and you. We have a disagreement of some form, whether it's professional, whether it's cordial, whether it's tempers flaring. The worst people to argue with. Okay. So I see some of y'all in the chat. All right. Some of y'all are nailing them. I'm gonna tell you right now. I am on that fucking list. And that's not a try to, you know, give myself that status. People tell me that shit all the fucking time. The arguing and the debating and the back and forth that you get here on this podcast is not going to what you get in regular off camera. I don't need to be cordial and all that type of shit. I rarely lose debates or arguments. Rarely. At bare minimum, it'll be like we could just agree to disagree, or we'll both walk away. You have yours, I have, but it'll be very tough to get me to a spot where it's just like, I have fully proved that your debate or your argument or your side of the story is wrong and mine is right. It's very tough to do that with me. All right. So I'm one of them. You have Cassidy. Okay. I was on the phone with Cassidy last week and I was debating him about something, and he gave me a whole nother perspective that I never thought about. And he made me a believer in something that I wasn't really supposed to be believing in. Like, so Cassidy is up there, okay? Rex is one of those guys. I think Rex, his back and forth skills are also entertaining as shit. I never really had a actually I had an off-camera argument with the guy where things went a little left. You know what I'm saying? And we came real close to disrespecting each other. There's some rude things that was getting said, but I could tell from our interactions, those two guys, we'll be there for 12 rounds of arguing if need be. Holla is a natural debater. He's very fast. He's very sharp. I think his passionate nature to him makes you misread him, but his intelligence and how fast he is on his rebuttals and his slick ass comebacks and shit, it'll show you like, all right, we in for a little tussle here if you got to really go back and forth arguing with that guy. Holler's one of them. Who else we got? Let me look at the chat a little bit. Let me see if I agree or disagree with y'all. Arguers in the battle rap culture. You know what? I'm gonna give you two people to avoid at all costs unless you of top tier level. Actually, I'll throw in a couple more. Math is a good debater. I'll be fucking Math up, but Math is a very good debater. See, the thing about Math too is he adds in this manipulative bullshit factor that you have to get around as well. Like, he'll paint up some bullshit and try to make you believe like that is his real truth. And he will find ways to recustomize his debate based on where the debate goes. Like, he'll shift his opinion without fully shifting it in front of you, but molding it on some manipulation shit, right? And it takes a smart person to even peep what he does, right? This one absolutely is in here. I see this in the chat right here. Both of these guys, but actually, and this is not because me and Verb don't get along, right? Surf, born natural fucking debater, arguer. Some of his shit is bullshit, but it doesn't matter because he puts it across fast. He puts it across strong as far as his opinions, and he will back them up sometimes with good amount of logic, right? And there's the entertainment factor, the manipulation factor is definitely there. Try to negotiate with fucking Surf, and you'll just be sitting there like this fucking guy, right? So Surf is top, super top tier. Verb, see, the thing about Verb is good until he gets contested. I've had a lot of debates with Verb. It's very easy once you get in that lane where it's just like my opinion versus yours. Like the last like hour plus long debate that we did, I think it was earlier this year. Yeah, and I turned it into like this court thing where we was joking. It's like, all right, I'm lawyer, I'm defense, or whatever. And I was just killing this guy. You know what I'm saying? I was killing him. Like he knows that. But if you don't put him in front of somebody that's contesting him, he comes off as a natural debater because he speaks fast, he speaks slick. But I don't think Verb is that good of a debater when he's face to face with somebody that has strong opinions, because that's where he comes with shit that falls apart very easily, right? So, all right, but let me tell y'all the top two people that if you're gonna argue, just get ready. And their debates turn into arguments very easily. There's a difference between a debate and an argument. And those two people are Serious Jones and Jay Mills. Okay. I used to dread fucking negotiating with these guys because I knew that it would turn into an hour-long conversation when we just needed to talk about the flights and the hotels type shit. Like, shout out to both of them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to both of them, man. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Jay Mills. But they are natural debated for sure. And the thing about Jay Mills is Jay Mills, you know, starts to get in the lane like he was right there with Goods. You know, it's just like, oh man, like this is I gotta turn up and match your fucking energy too. Like that's what Jay Mills will have you doing in 4 minutes into a debate. Serious Jones, he can go there as well. He's a little bit more even tone until it becomes an argument more. But these guys will go. But the thing about Serious Jones, like I seen it when we was on the phone recently. I said something to him and he accepted like, oh no, I was wrong about that. I was just like, yo, you said this on a call earlier, and then you just told me that you to this person. He was just like, nah, you're right. You know, I forgot that. I was like, all right, cool. Jay Mills, I feel like is a person I'd never do that. Like, there's always an angle for Mills. Like those two fucking guys, man. Real shit. All right. Before I start getting into anything that's in the thumbnail or the title, like I said, man, I gotta keep y'all guessing. I'm gonna stay battle rap. One more quick topic. Shout out to the homie Piper Boy. Me and PB was texting this morning. You might think that none of us podcasters and bloggers are up this morning. Yes, I was up 4:30 this morning. My man PB is up. What time was we texting? What time is PB up? PB 4:30. Yeah, PB up like me. Piper Boy up early as shit. Oh, what is this? What is this? Somebody sent me something. Oh. Wow, it's just about to get into this topic. Okay, because it's my second battle rap topic. I'm definitely gonna be respectful. But let me stay on it because obviously I have it right here. Okay. Let me share this. Damn, PB. Shout out to all my fellow bloggers. But all right, let me stay on course. So I saw this blog yesterday from Chris. Shout out to Chris. And the thing about New Jersey Twerk, and when people start to question if he's going to be there, miraculously, they just did this with the Lux battle, definitely for different circumstances, right? But at times, Twerk carries that allure to him, and it could be good. It could be something to spin off into promotion. They just did that for Summer Madness. The clip of him standing out there, like, "Yeah, I'm here. Your boy is here." I thought he was going to get some of that energy when he walked out on stage for the actual battle, to be honest. But you try to take that allure to him and you try to use it as promo. But it's being said again here.
Check it out. You know what I'm saying? October 12th, Rochester, New York. I will be in the building. You know what's going down. We're going to be at the Woodham Hotel. Make sure you get your tickets. I'm pulling up. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing a couple of the spitties with me, and we're going to see what the city is hitting for. You heard? So you already know. Don't meet me there. Beat me there. Rochester, New York.
All right, and shout out. I don't know the league that is hosted by Smack. I don't know which league this is. Hey, RBE already got an on-site series, homie. All right, I'm just letting you know. Now, salute to this league. The top two battles that I see here, it's blurry up here as y'all see. Stretch Mills versus New Jersey Twerk looks like the main event. Trell versus Miss Hustle. Geechee Gotti versus Bigger. Oh, there's some names on this shit. Okay, so shout out to this league. It's going down Sunday, October 12th. New Jersey Twerk being the main event, and he's coming off of one of the biggest battles of the year, hopefully, which would be the day before this Saturday. Twerk versus Easy the Block Captain. Okay. Now, I think when people are looking at this and they're looking at, sometimes Twerk misses a battle here and there. I'm going to keep it 1,000. And that's my politically correct way of saying this shit because I fuck with Twerk and I fuck with Anwar, right? Well, just because I see Smack co-hosting something doesn't mean Smack ain't these niggas' fathers. Sometimes niggas act like that, but Smack is his own fucking man. These people are their own man. Circumstances are circumstances. I don't look at Smack being there as like the extra, like, oh, Twerk is definitely going to be fully prepared for this because Smack is hosting. It's not a URL card. Somebody allegedly gave Smack a bag to host, and that's cool. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? So this is between the league and Twerk. Now, one thing that bloggers say as well that I want to just throw out there as a reminder, right? People will say, yo, the league is stupid for trying to book. Like, let's use this example. If you see Twerk got a battle versus Easy on Saturday, October 11th, why would you book him for your league and spend your money and expect to get an A+ performance for a much smaller battle the following day? Any battle rapper, unless the only people I would try that with is fucking, I don't know, King Los or something, like, somebody that I know can at least get in there and freestyle the whole shit and be on point. But remind the people, I think you guys blame the league sometimes, and I mean fans, and I mean sometimes bloggers, sometimes media. You might be blaming the leagues a little bit too much there. Oh, he's a league owner. Of course, ARP is going to say that. No. I even got a hit up from Winged in a situation like that. Like, Winged had a couple battles booked for her card coming up November 1st. Some things popped up on TBL's card that conflicted. Winged ended up moving her date back. You think that she chose her date? She booked her matchup. She had her contract signed. She sent out her deposits, only to say, oh, let me start promoting. Fuck it. I feel like now moving it back to November 1st. No. Then her and Kenny and TBL start to get on the phone or text message, have a couple conversations, right? Sometimes the leagues don't know. Now, we ask these questions, or as a league owner, you should ask these questions. And it should also be in your contract. But contracts get violated every single event, one way or another. Okay? And even asking the questions, sometimes you could ask the question, yo, man, you got anything else going on in October? A lot of battlers might tell you I don't. They could be telling the truth. Some could be lying dead to you, trying to get their check, trying to get their bag. I'm not saying Twerk. I'm just telling y'all about the game. Okay? Trying to get their bag. You know what I'm saying? They'll lie to you. Or it could be something that they didn't think would hurt their performance or hurt their promo or hurt your card if they really care about your ROI, which they don't. They care about themselves. It is what it is. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Understand the seas that you're swimming in. That's battle rap. League owners got to know that. Battle rappers got to know that. It is what it is. But it could be a, well, I got booked for that after I booked with you. It happens. You never want somebody taking battles close to your shit. It hurts your money. It hurts your promo. It could hurt the performance. It could hurt your YouTube upload. It could hurt everything. But people starting to ask the questions of Twerk not even showing up. Once again, I wouldn't say that because Smack is hosting. I would just say because it's the day after. You know? Now, I want Twerk to be professional. I want anytime his face pops up on a flyer, unless somebody's doing bad business or false promotion behind his name and his brand, I'm hoping that anytime his face is on a flyer, there's been prior agreements, negotiations, and business that has been solidified, whether directly through New Jersey Twerk, with Anwar, whoever, I don't know. But the day after is a little spooky for any battle rapper, okay? Now, there seems to be more going around, and this I'm not even going to mention on stream because I'm texting with some of my fellow bloggers behind the screen. I mean, behind the scenes. And it seems also that there's something personal going on. And I want to be respectful there and say condolences if so. But yeah, I gotta confirm niggas there, and then my money is spent. There's a lot going on, and that might end up in a bunch of blogs today. I ain't gonna cover it, but for Saturday, I'm not. I don't know about this Sunday thing, and I'm not looking to buy this particular because I don't really the matchups. I understand what they're doing. It's like a blood, sweat, and tears type of thing. Dope, but I'm gonna fall back on this Sunday for this particular card. Shout out to this league. All due respect. I'll keep my eyes on what you got going on. You know, I'm always here to be supportive when there's dope stuff going on in the scene. But I'm just keeping it 1,000. What I want to see this weekend when it comes to the time I'm going to invest in battle rap is Easy versus Twerk. The card that's underneath that got some shit. Okay, I'm getting my money's worth. But when I sit down Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening, it's because New Jersey Twerk versus Easy the Block Captain is scheduled. That's really the only reason why I'm spending battle rap money this weekend, to keep it 1,000. And I gotta fucking send a text message out. Oh my God. Maybe we'll be back with some more coverage on this tomorrow, only because I want to be supportive. If I wanted to tear at, trust me, I'd be singing a whole different tune right now because I did not know I was about to read that. You all good with man. All right. Let me get up off this topic because yeah, this shit took a turn. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, so quick battle rap start. Oh fuck, I'm looking in the chat. Nah. So the shit that I got on my text when you don't really know who the person is with, really, or if it was like a word. Oh shit, I gotta change my text message now. I'm live. Can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. I gotta change my text message. Say it out loud. Forget the above text. Didn't know it was. I'm not gonna say the rest out loud. Possibly. Oh man. Okay. I'm live. People. Condolences. If there's something major going on in somebody's life, condolences. I'm gonna move along. Oh man. Okay, let's go to Diddy. No transition there. They definitely next up. I'm trying to correct my brain right now. I hate to see people go through shit like that. Was he wrong is still the theme. Now, when it comes to Diddy, let's see what we're going to go to first. Do y'all want to see some of the paperwork related to the request of the judge of where he actually serves his time? I got it here for y'all. It's real short. It was taken care of by Tina Gallegos. You know, I think she's like, what, third in line as far as his all-star cast. You got Mark, you got Brian Steele, and Teeny. She definitely was a big part of his defense during the trial. But dear Judge, on behalf of Mr. Combs, we respectfully request that the court strongly recommend a designation facility to Bureau of Prisons in Mr. Combs' judgment in order to address drug abuse issues, to maximize family visitation and rehabilitative efforts. We request that the court strongly recommend to the Bureau of Prisons that Mr. Combs be placed at FCI Fort Dix for RDPA purposes and any other available educational and occupational programs. Thank you for your consideration. Respectfully submitted, Teeny Gallegos. Cool. But shit ain't going that way. All right. I'm sorry, but judges like, first of all, that ain't really how it goes. I expect this all-star billion-dollar legal team cast to go in all directions that can or will benefit Diddy, but judge to Diddy, do your time close to home, period. All right. Diddy should serve the remainder of his 50-month sentence in a federal prison as close to the New York metropolitan area as possible, at least according to judge who imposed the sentence. According to the new legal docs obtained by TMZ, Judge Arun stops short of naming a specific prison where Diddy should do hard time and instead says Diddy should stay close to home. Besides geography, the judge says Diddy should be shipped off to a prison with any available substance abuse program, including a Bureau of Prisons, residential drug abuse program, RDAP, for which he qualifies. We broke the story. Diddy's legal team says FCI Fort Dix in New Jersey is the best landing spot for Diddy because he can address drug abuse issues and maximize family visitation and rehabilitative efforts. Why am I reading so fast this morning? Let me slow the fuck down. FCI Fort Dix is about 77 miles away from the courtroom where Diddy trial was held. Okay. Wherever he ends up, Diddy needs to watch his back because his longtime attorney, Mark Gallegos, previously told Harvey on the Two Angry Men podcast, Diddy will be a target for other inmates, even in a low security setting. Okay, let's take a quick look at this.
The Supreme Court is back, and they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
You know, I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider. I don't know anything about it. So, but I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
But she was convicted of
Him saying Puff Daddy is hard.
Yeah.
Him saying Puff Daddy is hilarious. You know, like everybody calls the guy Diddy at this point, right? He went all the way back to like a name that Diddy used 20 years ago. But that's not new to me. There was an interview that Trump did. I felt like it was almost a month ago, if not longer, where somebody asked him about Diddy and he threw a shot. He was just like, yeah, me and that guy, we used to be cool, you know, but then he started to diss me. You know, once again, the people that you kick on the way up, you got to see on the way down. Trump was just like, yeah, we used to be cool. And they started talking shit about me. And he did. Diddy was campaigning against Trump getting elected. I don't know if it was this administration or the one prior term. But Trump ain't giving that man no pardon unless there's a benefit for him. You know, and he probably don't see the benefit of getting favor with the American people, or at least the side that he leans towards, by pardoning Diddy. Okay, the political element just doesn't align to me. All right, now as far as the threats,
are you concerned that Sean Diddy Combs could be sexually assaulted, violently assaulted? Is that a thing? Because based on what was said in court, it feels like a thing.
Yeah, it clearly is a thing. I mean, they're already, and he did not want to make a big deal of it. They already tried to shank it once at the MDC, and that was thwarted. And it happens in prison. I mean, you and I could tick off how many times we are aware of somebody getting seriously injured or killed in prison, and so they're going to have to keep him somewhere that they can keep an eye on him. It would have obviously been better if he had gotten less time and had been at a camp. But he's going to be in a facility where somebody's going to have to, from the BOP, and I think they're well equipped to do it if they can, to keep an eye on him because he is a target.
So let's say he is sent to a minimum security prison. Is he out of the woods when it comes to that kind of assault?
If you're going, you and I talked about Ghislaine Maxwell, who went from the one place in Florida, which was a higher level, not a camp. And she was transferred after she did the interview with the couple-day interview. She was transferred to what they call a camp in Texas, which I'm familiar with. I've had other clients in. So a camp is generally one of the better places to be. And the reason for that is because a camp is basically you get certain privileges. And if you step off of the line, so to speak, if you violate, if you do anything that is not according to Hoyle, they will immediately send you someplace a lot more onerous. So that's why I say, in the long-winded answer to your question, yes, you've got to get designated somebody. I know he wants to be New York adjacent. If I'm Sean right now, I'm going to be angling for someplace like Lompoc satellite camp or something along those lines.
But that
makes a lot of sense. You don't want to be around a bunch of people that have nothing to lose, right? Lifers and Aris and people serving football number terms. Yeah, those are going to be way more. I don't give a fuck. Way more dangerous. Even the type of charges versus people that are eligible for these camp programs and they all there on some first time felon shit. I'm talking about the movie with who was it, Omar Epps in there and Tretch, right? Remember that movie, y'all? And you want to be on good behavior there. So it's like, look, we all here to do this type of situation. Get the fuck up out of here, right? Was Diddy wrong for asking the prison to go to? My first time hearing that, of somebody writing a letter to the judge and requesting where they would serve time. I'm gonna say no, right? You got to go serve time. Why not try to make it as preferable as possible, especially if you feel like the judge may feel like you got the higher end of the sentence than people were expecting. Throw me a little something here, please. You know what I'm saying? I'm not surprised at all, and I expect his lawyers to do everything that can help the man or try to help the man. He's got a lot of money invested in his legal counsel, so I'm not shocked at all. But I'm also not shocked at the judge's response. Right, the judge's responses have seemed to be firm, fair, and I don't care that you Diddy. I don't care about none of that shit. He added a little bit of that personal vibe towards the sentencing, and that's why we expect those appeals to come around a certain way. But it makes sense for Diddy to go in this route. It's just he's not going to get that. It's not going to be his decision. Propose it, but you're going to land how it's going to land. All right. Also, as far as Diddy, there was some headlines going around about his forfeitures. Now that sentencing is over, so I pulled it up on the docket. You see this hit yesterday, 13 pages. United States versus all of his aliases. Consent preliminary order of forfeiture as to specific property. I could read this little piece right here just for context. Whereas the indictment included a forfeiture allegation as to, among other counts 3 and 5 of the indictment seeking forfeiture to the United States pursuant to Title 18 United States Code Section 2428, any and all property, real and personal, constituting or derived from proceeds obtained directly or indirectly as a result of the commission of the offenses charged in counts 3 and 5 of the indictment, and any and all property, real or personal, that was used or intended to be used to commit or facilitate the commission of these offenses charged in the courts 3 and 5 of the indictment of any and all property, real and personal, that constitutes or is derived from proceeds traceable to the commission of the offenses charged in the counts 3 and 5 of the indictment, including but not limited to the sum of money in the United States currency representing the amount of proceeds traceable to the commission of the offenses charged in counts 3 and 5 of the indictment. So that's the target stuff of what he's forfeiting and is gone out of his possession at this point. And you guys want to see the list? All right, before we start, anybody think that there's cribs and house cribs and cars and boats and all that type of shit on this list? Anybody think that? Y'all could put it in the chat if you think so. I think a lot of people are looking at that type of stuff when it comes to Diddy. Like, damn, like the houses that were raided. I saw a video of one of his joints that was recently, it looks abandoned. Like nobody's living there right now. You know, all the weeds and everything is looking crazy. I wasn't sure if some of that stuff would come into play. But when you look at the actual forfeiture list, look at the exhibit here. All of this stuff starts to look very, very familiar and common. The stuff that they wanted to use to try him over and to present evidence. Phones, drives, laptops, iPads, shit like that. He damn sure got a lot of this shit in the cribs. Don't get me wrong, but like, for example, 4 Seagate hard drives, purple iPhone, black iPhone, what is this? HD, whatever, HDSN, iPhone, another iPhone, a black iPhone, an iPad, whatever this is, 4 gig thumb drive, okay, iPad, iPhone, black HDSN, iPad, iLock thumb drive, portable SSD, charcoal Apple iPhone, black iPhone, charcoal iPhone, iPhone. How many fucking phones? Miscellaneous flash drives, black. You guys are getting the point, right? You guys see this list? You getting the point of all this shit? Great Cricket phone, blue iPhone, no Androids. Y'all niggas suck. Fuck Apple. Yeah, I said it. iPad, Apple MacBook, Apple iPad. How do you use all of this shit? Like, why do you have so many phones and iPads? Be the phone. Look at this. Another phone. You know what it might be? He might be a phone gadget guy. You know how people always got to have the latest phone, the newest iPhone or whatever, newest Android that comes out, newest Galaxy. Look at this one, says cracked. He might be like me. I ain't gonna lie. I got a lot of old phones that I just never threw out. You know, got old phone books with them, old, not too much like old pictures and files like that, maybe, but just shit that I never was like, I'm giving this to somebody else, given the nature of all the shit I had on this phone. Now I know when you pull up to the fucking store, they do a factory reset for you, and you just pull. Fuck all that. I don't trust none of that shit. You think you factory reset your phone and it's gonna stop the feds? No, they build these devices with back doors to be able to retrieve all types of information if needed, right? Or else sometimes they're not even compliant. I see sometimes where certain phone companies or even devices, they promote like that. They say, buy our shit because it can't be used against you due to the way that we store your data locally on the motherboard. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you see devices actually promote that shit. But I don't believe at any given moment that I could delete. Actually, I'll tell you quick joint. I deleted 1 million pictures and videos on my phone, and I didn't have too much going on. I'm not a heavy app guy like that. I don't do too much on my phone, to be honest. Like some people, I use my phone 20% of the capabilities, if that, right? And it was still showing me that it was almost full. So I plugged it up to my computer and I started to like hunt. And I found like this secret folder. It was some bugged out shit. What is weird naming, deep folder structure. And it had all the pictures and videos that I deleted like years and years back. And I was like, what the fuck is this doing here? I kid you not. And I deleted it all there and then it freed up all my space. So I think that's 2 things. Number 1, keeping shit when you think it's gone. That's number 1. And number 2, keeping your phone filling up to the point where you walk up in there and the motherfucking reps tell you what? Oh, you know what? It's probably time for an upgrade. You know, come spend some more money with us. They do all types of shit to fuck us over. But anyway, Maybe he just feels like, nah, we ain't giving these phones to anybody. We just keeping them all in the safe. It's a million phones and iPads, people. It's still scrolling. Look at this shit. MacBooks. I don't see any cribs, any cars. I don't see any jewelry. I don't see anything that could be of more value to him. Okay? So we'll leave that there. All right. Let's leave the Diddy segment alone. Let's move to LeBron. So LeBron might have pissed a bunch of people off, including the Stephen A. Smiths of the world, but this was the promo that went out, and everybody thought this was his second decision. Pretty much every sports platform, major platforms, all the way up through the ESPNs of the world, everybody thought like he's leaving. This is the decision part 2. Everybody remembers the historic decision he did when he chose to, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. You know, he went to Miami, left Cleveland for the first time, went to Miami, and joined up with D Wade and Chris Bosh, right? So this was supposedly part 2.
Well, everyone's on pins and needles across the country. You ready to go, LeBron? Where's the powder?
Left it at home.
LeBron, fans want to know where you're taking your talents this year. What's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is tough. In this fall, I'm going to be taking my talents to Hennessy VSOP.
VSOP? And this was the conclusion you woke up with this morning?
That was the conclusion I woke up with this morning.
Why?
I feel like it's going to give me the best opportunity to win more at hosting. And not only that, win at signature cocktails, win at having a good time, win at impressing guests.
Yeah, I don't care for the music right now. Let's get some of the response, even from his arch nemesis, Stephen A. Smith. Let's see what he's talking about when this decision finally dropped after promoting the trailer and being all vague around social media. Like, wait, what's going on? What's going on? The little teasing that they were doing. Okay, now we know.
Get his money. LeBron is underpaid. Any penny he gets, he's earned. He's a great ambassador for the NBA. Nobody can deny it. And we will miss him when he's gone. Shockingly to some of you, that includes me. I will miss him when he's gone. He's been that great for the league. But I mean, damn. Attention, attention, attention. What you starving for attention for? When Hennessy, because they paid you to do it? Yo, we won a finals in LA. When we talk about LeBron James, that's what we should be talking about. A finals appearance in La La. That's what we should be talking about. That should be the judgment. Last leg, tired, having already won a back-to-back for the second time. Jordan, in pursuit of a three-peat, showed up and closed the deal. He wasn't going home in the first round. I want you in position to compete for the chip. I want purple and gold raining all over the city. Want to see no damn Hennessy commercial? What the hell you gonna do next? When you want curls in your hair? You gonna sit up there and sponsor and advertise do-rags?
What?
Give a shit about that. Excuse my language, but I meant it.
I wish so bad right there at that moment he would have said, I don't give a fuck about do-rags. Yo.
The chip. KD's in Houston.
Uh-huh.
AD and Kyrie gonna be back.
Uh-huh.
Shea and the crew ain't going nowhere in Oklahoma City.
Very true.
Ant-Man already showed you he here. And
Yeah,
Jokic ain't playing.
Very true.
And maybe, just maybe, Kawhi Leonard is actually gonna earn his check by playing more games.
No. You're wrong there. He fucked up that one.
What you gonna do about that?
Hennessy, nigga.
That's the conversations I want to have about LeBron James.
So have them.
If we talking about the GOAT conversation.
Oh, look at this nigga. The GOAT.
Unless you willing to admit there ain't no reason to talk about the GOAT conversation.
Go ahead, Stephen A. Get your little lick back. Fuck it. Even on his heels when he has the opportunities, they don't like each other, right? It's cool. I'm not even mad at Stephen A. I got 3 things for you there. Do I need to first draw up any controversy by doing the MJ and the LeBron thing? We're not having the GOAT conversation. We're not. Not on this podcast. Not in a little corner called the Sorry It's True podcast. We're not. It's MJ. Okay? Cut it the fuck out, people. It's MJ. Numbers wise, stat wise, longevity wise, impact wise. LeBron is absolutely one of the best to ever do it. And if you have him as your number 2, I'm not mad at you. Actually, the people that have him as a number 1, I'm not even mad at them neither. But I just can't look at the overall impact on the game, on the playoffs, on the finals. And when if rings really matter, then, and I know then somebody's going to get mad at me and say, yeah, but Bill Russell versus MJ. Shut up. That's not my point. My point is, like, when you have all the intangibles that put you in that number 1 argument, then we have to start looking at the differences. Okay. So if you're going to put LeBron and Jordan in, because nobody ever does that with Bill Russell, despite him having the most rings. So the moment you say these 2 guys, we want to argue over being the GOAT, then I start looking at the differences. All right. Scoring leader of all time, fire. Undefeated in the finals, huge. Getting bounced in first rounds. Who got more? Like, these are big things to start to chip away. But this is an MJ corner, okay? I think even LeBron might have misfired with his big statement, I'm chasing a ghost, and he never caught up with them. That was a big public statement. And even wearing the fucking number 23. Like, he knew who he was. Him and his family knew who he was supposed to. The sports world knew who he was supposed to be from school, from the Fighting Irish days. The Chosen One tattoo on his back. His mother going out and buying him a Hummer before he even signed his deal. Like, everybody knew what LeBron was going to be for the most part. And he even exceeded that times a million. Nobody knew that he was going to end up with an argument with MJ, but they knew he was going to be one of them guys. Okay. And for him to have the impact that he has, I get it. Some people get mad at you the moment you want to say MJ over LeBron, especially if you didn't watch the MJ era. You younger wet behind the ear motherfuckers that didn't watch the NBA back then. If you haven't, just go watch the Save the Last Dance documentary. It'll catch you all the way up to speed. But it's just not. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. The guy wore 23 for how many years? If LeBron could do it all over again, I bet you he wouldn't wear 23. You wore my number. You wore my number. That's got to count for something. All right, let's get to the problem at fucking hand with this fucking guy, LeBron. And we got some idiots on the internet. I'll bring this up while I'm closing out this piece. We got some idiots out here. Right or wrong, people? You'll see the title. Was he wrong? Was LeBron wrong for this? The reason why I could say on the side of he wasn't wrong is because LeBron really has earned the right to do whatever the fuck he wants. Anything. I don't want to hear complaints about him getting his son into the league. I don't want to hear complaints about him still hanging around until he's 48 years old. I don't want to hear complaints about him teasing his decision to possibly leave in the Lakers and it ended up being a Hennessy commercial. You can't erase what this man, he earned the right to do anything. We don't want to see that as true sports fans, but he even earned the right to lose for the rest of his career. I don't think that LeBron's getting any more chips unless he finds like a super team to go play third fiddle on and just become a true Magic Johnson facilitator type shit and a third scorer on the team. I don't really see it for him. I think that's it. Shit, his own organization thinks that's it. They prioritized Luka over him in this whole signing equation. And he saw that. Everybody saw that. Everybody's time comes to an end. His era is ending. He still is a huge attraction. One of the biggest draws in the league still. It's LeBron James. That's the gravity of him. But his run is over as far as being that type of dominant. A lot of people don't even have him in today's top 10 players, active players in the league. Don't even have him there. He still can play at MVP discussion levels at times in the season. We still see that, which is crazy. But no, you don't start a franchise around LeBron James today. You don't. He needs to become like a third option. If he's on a team where he's the second option, I just don't see it. And we're in a league right now that has the type of talent where unfortunately, super teams takes you towards, you know, a championship. Like, it's tough having two offensive threats. You know, like, look at Miami building that team. You had Ray, you had Bosh, you had Wade, you had LeBron. 4. Some people say Ray is one of the reasons why LeBron even got a fucking chip. 4. Look at OKC right now. People are anticipating a small dynasty run from them. They got 3 of them things. They got Jalen, they got Shea, they got Chet. You know, they got 3. They got 3 guys. So, you know, anyway. Point being, he's done so much. He earned the right to do whatever the fuck he wants. But the reason why he's wrong is because you got so much backlash over that Miami decision. It was one of the worst things to do for himself as a brand. This is why when he started playing on the Miami Heat, anytime he touched the ball on the road, the crowd would boo. They would not let him touch the ball. He became public enemy number 1 with the first season that he was on the Heat. And they were so happy that he lost that first season that he was on the Heat, because that whole sitting down, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, the fireworks, the theatrics, they turned it into a whole circus of his decision, right? The whole aftermath. It looked like now I think about it, that was the NBA version of the pop-out concert, B. Like, that was the Kendrick shit. Like, these niggas really came out in the uniforms looking like the whole NBA is over, because look at Bosh, Wade, and LeBron doing this whole presser and everything. But the sit down killed a lot of people too, unless you was from Florida, right? Other than that, it killed a lot of people because you're supposed to be a GOAT. But the thing is, people don't like when they feel like you're abusing your power. And it's like, to stop the world, to tell people where you're deciding to go, it's as if you're going to win no matter what. And that's not LeBron's legacy of winning no matter what. Hell, some people even try to strike his fucking bubble ring. I don't. I'm just telling the truth about what we see out there in the sports world, people. So why revisit one of the worst brand moments of your career? The worst, actually. The worst branding moment of your career, when the whole world turned against you. Why revisit that? You think that that's funny? Like, is that, you know, who's like a real comedian in the sports world? Like Shaq. Like, okay, LeBron to me is like a goofy type of funny. You thought that we were supposed to be like, I didn't laugh when I saw it. It troll. It worked. Did it hit for y'all in the chat? Did it hit? That was a good one. Very entertaining. You got me. Hennessy. It was just like, okay, you goofy ass nigga. Like, the fuck? Like, that's the way it dropped. Like, you made us all look, and the punchline, the joke wasn't even good. Like, you made people hate you for it. Like, that was stupid. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea, buddy? So no, we don't got to listen to just Stephen A. Smith's bias. A lot of people will tell that to you. Like, leave that shit where it was, LeBron. The fuck? All right. Rampage Jackson, you up? Let's talk, homie. Let's talk. Roger Jackson charged with felony battery over a psycho attack, facing up to 7.5 years behind bars. Okay, so the official charges. What, didn't he have those official charges at the time of the official arrest, like a week and a half ago? But anyway. All right. Roger Jackson has been hit with multiple criminal charges, including 1 felony over his violent attack of Psycho Stu earlier this summer. Court records TMZ Sports has obtained show Quentin Rampage Jackson's son was formally charged in Los Angeles County on Tuesday with 1 felony count of battery with great bodily injury and 1 misdemeanor count of battery on a person. Was charged Tuesday? But he was arrested. He wasn't arrested. He was arrested like 2 weeks ago, right? All right. Roger, who is facing up to 7 years behind bars if convicted of the felony count and 6 additional months if convicted of the misdemeanor, is due in court for arraignment later this week. All right. The charges from August 23rd when Roger got into the ring at a Knox Pro Wrestling event and beat the hell out of Psycho Stu, real name Stuart Smith. Jackson, who has gotten into an altercation with the wrestler just prior to the event, knocks Stu unconscious before he unleashed all right, so we know the story. But this is the important piece to me. All right, let's see what his father is up to once again. You want to spin now? I'll refresh it if you have to. Twitter wants to spin on this one. All right, we shall refresh. The whole thing though about it's like I keep telling y'all how much respect I got for Rampage. I really, really fuck with him. But this right here is not easy.
Fuck all that, Roger. I think that he should do a little time, do a little community service, and go to anger management class, see some therapy.
But you know that goes like some people said it was attempted murder and things like that. That's not a little time.
It wasn't attempted murder because he wasn't trying to kill that guy.
How do you know?
Because that's my son. I know my son. Roger wasn't trying to kill nobody. He wasn't trying to kill that. He wasn't trying to kill that guy. Roger probably didn't even know how bad he hurt that guy. He wasn't trying to kill that guy. The problem is everything got blown out of proportion, and people thought that Roger snuck into the fucking ring and did that. That's what the problem is. Like at this point, Roger was in the act as a pro wrestler, but he ain't no fucking pro wrestler. The promoters had no reason putting my son in that fucking ring. So, but it was no attempted fucking murder.
I agree with him now. And when he says, when he's asked, how do you know he wasn't trying to commit him? And Rampage says, because I know my son. You got to be a parent to understand that. You really, really know. You really know your children that much. You know, if you're that type of father or mother, you know, their body language, their energy, their thought patterns, how when they're in their worst, you just know. And I never looked at the situation from the live stream and said Roger got in there to try to kill him, and he never said anything like that on the stream. He was just like, "Nah, I'm gonna get him back. Watch this. They think I'm pussy. I'm or whatever. Watch, I'm gonna hit him for real." I think he was embarrassed. I think he was furious. I think the chat lit him up, and he had rage towards putting his hands on this guy, and he was in that red tunnel. He wasn't able to stop once it started. And that's where all the pulling him off and all that type of shit. But I don't think he ever had the mindset of I'm going to try to kill him. Okay. I don't think that was the case ever. I wouldn't put money on that. The only thing that kills me with this shit though is just to hear a father say, I think he should do a little time. I just can't identify with that. And it's okay if you know, everybody doesn't agree with me on that one. Maybe a split out there. I don't know how old the parents are. Was he wrong, chat? Y'all can start to put it in the chat. I'll start to pull some of those up. But it's two problems that I have. On the legal side of things, right? This man is facing trial for his actions. His own father is out here on platform saying he deserves to do time. Doing time is his own father omitting him as guilty, right? Now, if this guy has a fucking lawyer hired, if he's paying for a lawyer, the lawyer is going to get in there and argue whatever to his benefit, whether it's a good plea deal, whether it's how about just probation, how about send him off to a camp like we was talking about for Diddy, how about some anger management, he has psychological issues, he has trauma. It's his job to argue the best equation for him as possible. That's what a defense lawyer does. But your father's out in the world saying he deserves to do time. He hasn't even did his first day in trial yet. So legally, I think that is crazy. And I don't know if it's inspired by how much pressure Rampage is feeling in the world. He's probably got 1 million comments, 1 million tweets. He might feel like his own career and his own brand has been hurt badly. His business, his way of taking care of himself and the rest of his family. I understand the motivations behind it, but damn, dog. So that's the legal piece. just the father piece. I told y'all before, that's how I feel. Like there's two people in this world that get unconditional love, meaning that no matter what they do, I love them. And that's my son and my daughter. All right. And I feel like he has similar love for his son. I see it between them. Many parents do. I ain't the only one out here like this. I could just never wish jail on my son. I could wish a learning opportunity on my son. That's why I say, like, I wish he could do like the scared straight type of shit. Go in there for a weekend with no repercussions, like nothing on your record. No circumstances where you can get hurt or harmed in there. Nothing. Just totally a learning experience of what it feels like to lose your freedom. That'll help you stay on a good course for the rest of your life. That I wouldn't mind for any kid, for any fucking kid. But I just could never wish jail on my son. I think Rampage is a little bugged out for that, but I still have a lot of respect for him. So I ain't gonna OD. I ain't gonna snap. If any of y'all was expecting a rant, I ain't got no rant for Rampage right now. Chat, could y'all do it? Yeah. Chat says he gave up on his son. I get that vibe. Chat right here says that's why it's best to stay silent until after trial. And so legally 100%, but I feel like he feels compelled to speak out because of the pressure that he's been getting. It's almost like nobody is talking about this story at this magnitude without the tie to the father, the professional legendary UFC fighter Rampage Jackson. Many of us don't know Raja Jackson without his father. I never knew him until Rampage. I didn't know his name. I might have seen him on a stream or two before with Rampage, but never paid attention to him, never cared, didn't know none of that. So that's the case with a lot of people. And so he gets the pressure. He gets the headlines. Like, even look at my title. It says Rampage demands jail for his son. I didn't even put his son's name. I didn't even put Raja. Right? He's got a lot of pressure. He does, but I'm not saying that justifies wishing jail on your son. All right, I got Jay-Z in the title. As much as I push Jay-Z as my GOAT round here, I try to remind y'all that I'm not a biased person. And anybody can get got on this channel. There's a lot of speculation that continue to be put together around his moves in the industry. And shout out to the Rap Lord channel. Let me give this a like. He's got some dope content, put some good quality videos together. But let's walk through this.
Is Jay-Z's ruthless past finally catching up to him?
Jay-Z is denying allegations being made against him. He's accused of raping a 13-year-old girl back in the year 2000 with Sean Combs.
For damn near 30 years, Sean Jay-Z Carter has reigned as the rap game's biggest icon. From hustling on the streets of Brooklyn to achieving billionaire status as the wealthiest musician to ever live, Jigga Man is easily one of the biggest power players in the industry. And while he may have started out flipping dime bags, Jay-Z now rules over a massive empire that includes everything from sports, real estate, TV, movies, fashion, and managing other artists. But when you take a closer look at Jay's history, you start to see that there's a much darker side to his come up. That's exactly why we're doing a full breakdown on Jay-Z's ruthless past, including allegations that he's exploited countless people. How did Jay savagely betray his biggest business partner? Did Jay-Z really lock Rihanna in an office when she was just 16 years old? And what's the truth behind Jay's 3-decade-long relationship with Sean Diddy Combs? We've even analyzed countless courtroom documents to give you the entire picture of the lawsuit involving Jay-Z, Diddy, and the 13-year-old victim who claims they assaulted her. How did Jay's legal team get the case tossed out? And what shocking details did private investigators uncover? Finally, we're going to take a closer look at those allegations surrounding Jay's entertainment firm Roc Nation. Is his company's ultra-controversial NFL deal playing both sides, or is it just good business?
I'm a young man from Marcy Projects who really made the thing that they say the American dream come true, because I'm not supposed to be here speaking to you.
The thing you got to understand is that Jay has always been this way. Jay-Z grew up in Brooklyn's notorious Marcy houses. When he was just 12 years old, he shot his older brother Eric in the shoulder for stealing his jewelry. By the time he was 13, Jay was on the street selling crack cocaine. In an interview, Jay said that he was, quote, addicted to the feeling, the uncertainty, the adrenaline, and danger of that lifestyle. But by the mid-90s, Jay decided to take the money he got from hustling in the streets and funnel it into the music industry. With his business partners Dame Dash and Kareem Biggs Burke, Jay launched Rockefeller Records, his very own record label, and dropped his debut album, Reasonable Doubt. Jay went from drug dealing to celebrity status, or in his own words, from bricks to billboards and grams to Grammys. As his stardom grew, so did his business dynasty. Rockefeller Records continued to grow, signing a whole new generation of stars like Kanye West and Cameron to their roster.
I do want to say this real quick. totally off topic. Channels like this are starting to make me feel like they could be full AI. I'm looking at him a little bit now. I've seen this channel before. I don't know if this is a real person anymore. Like, no disrespect, homie. I'm just so we know the Trap Lord Raw shit, the way he narrates, and of course, like look at the format of 1090 Jake. When they're not on camera and you hear them speaking in their documentary type of videos, definitely all 1090 Jake. Trap Lord Ross, especially the type of content he does now when he's just on camera talking, that's all, you know, scripted. But I think no, I'm sorry. His documentaries are 100% scripted. But the stuff where he's talking about, like he's just up there on some more like, yo, this new Little Dirk shit is crazy, y'all. Let's break this down. That's almost like this format that we're doing right here. That's not scripted. 1090 Jake shit, all scripted. When you see him in the beginning of video, like opening intro, even his cadence of talking is a little bit different. His outro, same thing. His pace of talking is different. His thoughts aren't as clear, you know, but the whole piece in the middle of the visuals and everything, where you just hear them narrating it, you could tell that they're reading, you know. Now, whether they write the script themselves or they chat GPT it or the combination of everything, who the fuck cares? Don't knock the hustle. Good content is good content. I'm not hating. But we are in an age now where these narrated channels, I don't even know if the people are real. Like that's just where we are right now. Like, let me look at this guy.
They expanded into making movies like Paid in Full, and as his stardom grew, so did his business dynasty. Rockefeller Records continued to grow, signing a whole new generation of stars like Kanye West and Cameron to their roster. They expanded into making movies.
I'm gonna say it's a real guy for now. Fuck it. But it's just bugging me out, B. AI is killing us. I'm telling you, man. We don't know what's real anymore.
Like Paid in Full, and launched a lucrative fashion line called Rockaware. Rockefeller Records was raking in millions, but behind the scenes, there was plenty of trouble in paradise. Rumors started surfacing that there was tension between Jay and his day one business partner, Dame Dash. Dame had a reputation for having a flamboyant, super aggressive pitbull personality. There's literally video out there of him screaming at and chasing label executives. Jay, on the other hand, was known to be way more laid back and calculating. But in 2004, Jay showed Dame how calculating he was. He negotiated that Rockefeller Records would be sold to Def Jam, a much...
You see how Dame got up there on a Breakfast Club and he was like, I never hear y'all talk about question Jay-Z or anything like that. I'll say allegedly, right? But didn't Jay-Z get Charlamagne the God fired from one of his like big jobs at one point before he made it to the Breakfast Club? Right? Isn't that the case? Allegedly? Like he knows the reach of Jay Charlamagne. He might have experienced it firsthand.
Larger multinational label for $10 million. That means that each Rockefeller co-founder would be entitled to a $3.3 million split. But Jay allegedly hid his master plan from Dame. The sale was finalized at the same time Jay accepted an offer to become the president of Def Jam. So what that means is Jay-Z sold Rockefeller Records to the same company that then hired him for the top job at the company. That means Jay finessed the deal to cut his partners loose, get a $3 million payout, a super high-profile label exec job, and still have full control of his original record label. Sheesh. So while Dame did get a payout, he felt personally snaked and betrayed by Jay. The bitter fallout between Jay-Z and Dame Dash led to accusations that Jay did his day one partner dirty. Dame accused Jay of taking the Rockefeller brand for himself, especially since Dame was eventually forced to declare bankruptcy. To make matters even worse, Jay is alleged to have had an affair with Rachel Roy, a fashion designer who was at one point married to Dame Dash. Roy is rumored to be the so-called Becky with the good hair, who Beyonce called out on her album Lemonade, which adds a whole other layer to Jay's alleged shady behavior. But at the end of the day, Jay stabbing Dame in the back made him more powerful than ever.
It was my very first time meeting a celebrity, and I was really, really nervous. I was really scared. I remember being in the lobby before I met him, just shaking.
It also led him to signing a then unknown 16-year-old artist named Rihanna.
We're not going to do the thing. We're not going to do the whole Charlie Baltimore and Rivera. Like, we hear some things over women, Jay. Don't be that guy. Well, it's too late, right? But that guy is getting into shit over these women. I'm just saying. I mean, your past is your past, allegedly, right?
And even that story has some shade to it. Once Jay-Z set up shop as Def Jam's new president and CEO, he got his hands on robbing Rihanna's Fenty demo tape. At the time, Rihanna was a teenager living in Barbados, but the promise behind the demo was so strong that Jay invited her to audition in New York City. L.A. Reid, a music exec, wrote about Jay's fateful 2005 meeting with Rihanna. I first laid eyes on her in the hallway. I didn't know she was a singer or anything, just a pretty girl standing outside somebody's office. Then Jay-Z burst into my office. "You gotta see this girl," he said. We went back to the office and he introduced me. She opened her audition with a Beyonce song singing, but the whole time piercing me with those laser eyes. I saw her determination, her commitment. I saw someone who was going to be a big star someday. My head was spinning. She sang another song, Pon de Replay, that would become her first hit. After she was done, I looked at Jay-Z. Don't let her leave the building. Jay himself said the same thing during a 2005 MTV interview.
And when she walked into our office, I was like, you know, she just had, it was just something about her. We signed her that night. We didn't let her leave the office. Really? To 3 a.m.
And in a recently unarchived TV interview, Rihanna said herself that Jay gave her a
kidnapped her until she signed that paperwork.
pretty dramatic ultimatum.
There are 2 ways to leave here. Either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
Rihanna ended up signing a 6-album record deal with Def Jam. She even canceled all the other meetings she had lined up with other labels. And Jay-Z definitely changed her life. Her song from the demo, Pon de Replay, became a massive 5 times platinum Billboard charting hit record that turned Rihanna into an overnight star. And the rest is history. But Jay-Z's strong-handed tactics has still come under fire. Some say that Jay was being his typical ruthless self. Others say that keeping a teenage singer until 3 a.m. and demanding she sign a contract with him was a little inappropriate.
We had a Black Billionaires lunch. Yeah. You understand? Right. And we here together, and we're going to keep staying together. We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand.
Especially when you consider Jay-Z's super sus relationship with Diddy. For 3 decades, Sean Carter and Sean Combs were undisputed kingpins of New York hip-hop. They ran in the same circles, collaborated on music, and were seen as extremely close friends.
Yo, remember what his lawyer did when they was both dealing with that civil suit with the young underage girl? And his lawyer came out and was like, he don't know Diddy like that. They just be seeing each other at the events, a red carpet events. Like, they ain't friends or nothing. Remember that shit? Like, damn.
But in 2023, everything changed when Diddy was hit with numerous sexual assault accusations. Right away, fans started asking questions about which celebrities in Diddy's inner circle knew about his depraved freak-off parties and who else took part. Given Jay's longtime proximity to Diddy, there was a ton of scrutiny surrounding Jay's possible involvement. And things got way worse in 2024 when...
Yo, homie, it's bugging me out now. Your face looks AI, and the way he's talking to the narration is a little kung fu-ish. It's a little out of sync. Now, I know when I do music on this channel, the beat and me from over the StreamYard is out of sync. I see that. But something's with that's a second layer to the StreamYard. That's the video that I'm playing. You know, my direct feed, though, of me here talking should be in sync. His shit is creeping me the fuck out now.
Jay-Z was named in a bombshell lawsuit that accused him of essaying a 13-year-old girl right alongside Diddy. According to court documents, the anonymous accuser, identified as Jane Doe, claims that she was drugged and assaulted during an MTV VMAs after party in New York. She claims that a chauffeur who was apparently employed by Diddy picked her up, saying that she, quote, fit what Diddy was looking for. She was then allegedly driven to a, quote, White House party. After that, Jane Doe claimed she was given a drink that made her feel woozy, and that when she went to lie down in a room, Carter and Combs came in with an unidentified female celebrity. The documents allege that she was held down by both men and essayed while the other female celeb apparently watched the whole thing happen. Really gross stuff. But right off the bat, Jay-Z came out swinging. He forcefully denied the accusations, claiming that Tony Busby, the personal injury attorney who filed the case, was trying to blackmail him. Jay vowed to fight the lawsuit and refused to settle. And when his lawyers and journalists started to look into the case, they started to find some pretty significant holes in Jane Doe's story. Images surfaced showing that Jay-Z and Diddy were both at a totally different party location during the alleged assault. While Jane claimed that the assault happened at a mansion party outside the city, Jay and Diddy were both pictured at the Lotus Club in Manhattan. Reporters also found out that while Jane Doe claims her father drove her home after the assault, her dad said he had zero recollection of that happening. In an interview, Jane Doe's dad said, quote, I feel like I would remember that, and I don't.
Fucking voice don't even match.
A lot going.
It's fucking me up, man. Like, I'm supposed to be paying attention to this J topic. It's fucking killing me now. Rap lore? You're killing me. You're killing me.
But I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, especially since that drive to pick up his daughter would have been.
To the homie that tweeted me this, man, all due respect, man, I'm sorry if I'm butchering this. I know you asked me to cover this. I'm so sorry, but this guy is fucking killing me right now. It just looks so fake. I never pay attention to it, and I've seen this content before. It's crazy.
In the middle of the night and would take 5 hours. In her lawsuit, Jane also claimed to have had an entire conversation with a celebrity named Benji Madden at this party. But here's the problem. Benji wasn't even in the state at the time. He didn't attend the VMAs. In fact, he was on tour in the Midwest. Recordings also surfaced of Jane Doe admitting to private investigators that her lawyer, Tony Busby, allegedly pressured her into adding Jay-Z into the original lawsuit against Diddy.
He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any acts towards you. It was strictly,
yeah. This is what kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
With Jay-Z. Busby did?
Yeah.
In February of 2025, the case against Jay-Z and Diddy was officially dismissed after Jane Doe decided to withdraw her lawsuit.
The interview occurred and the tape speaks for itself. She says, in no uncertain terms, Mr. Carter did not do this. It is effectively a lie. And the only reason Mr. Carter is even involved in this is because she was pushed to involve him, pushed to include him by a lawyer.
But there's been a lot of accusations about Jay-Z's lawyers being especially ruthless. Tony Busby's legal team accused Jay-Z of, quote, abusive tactics to get the case thrown out. More specifically, he claimed that Jay had dispatched private investigators to pry into Jane Doe's life. But those PIs uncovered some pretty important details. In a sworn affidavit, one investigator named Charlotte Henderson stressed that Jane Doe clarified at least 4 times that Jay did not actually assault her. Another private investigator named Ian Pellinger uncovered that Jane Doe had been in a mental health facility just 90 days before Busby started sending demanding letters to Jay-Z. No matter what you think of the case, here's what we could all agree on. Jay-Z is the type of guy who stops at nothing to get what he wants. And it's a huge part of why he's become so powerful.
It's called super ambition. Yeah.
It's so rich. One of the biggest controversies of Jay-Z's career, though, is his partnership with the NFL. In 2019, Jay-Z's entertainment firm Roc Nation announced a landmark deal that made them executive producers of the Super Bowl halftime show. In the years since, Jay-Z has been personally credited with making the halftime show relevant once again. The Roc Nation NFL partnership has led to record-shattering ratings and critically acclaimed performances from Kendrick Lamar, Rihanna, Dr. Dre, and Usher. But there's also been plenty of criticism. To a lot of people, Jay-Z's NFL deal was seen as a personal betrayal to Colin Kaepernick, the former 49ers quarterback. Cap alleged that he was blackballed by the NFL because of his anti-police brutality protests where he knelt during the national anthem. To make things even more complicated, Jay himself was a vocal supporter of Cap's protests. He even rocked a Cap jersey during a Saturday Night Live performance in 2017. But once Jay took the NFL deal just 2 years later, his stance seemed to change. Quote, I think we have moved past kneeling. I think it's time for action. We forget that Colin's whole thing was to bring attention to social injustice. In that case, this is a success. This is the next phase. As you can imagine.
Hold on. We did cover that. And we played that piece there. He's asked a question. This is what I mean about context on the internet. He gave a pretty long answer to that, which is not included right there of we're past kneeling. It wasn't to be taken with that piece literally. It's to be taken with the rest of the context as in been there, done that. Now we need to actually make the new strides for actual change. Don't talk to me about kneeling anymore. It was kneeling then. That's already a statement. We see how that turned out. We see where it went. The eyes are on this situation right now and the injustices that we're possibly facing in this country. Now, what's the next move? Action. Not just the symbolism of the kneeling. And Jay did a good job. I'm not defending him being 1,000. When you don't have the context, it fucks things up pretty bad.
A lot of people, including Kaepernick himself, felt that Jay had used the moment to enrich himself. Just recently, Nicki Minaj called out Jay-Z for his alleged hypocrisy. Quote, go enjoy your f***ing money before it's too late. One nigga took a knee, the other nigga took a bag. He gonna get you in line every fucking time. Cap's longtime partner, Nessa Nitty Diab, agreed with Nicki, claiming that Roc Nation and its CEO, Desiree Perez, were using shitty tactics to, quote, blackball their ops. Nicki Minaj exposing the smear campaign tactics that Jay-Z, Roc Nation, Desiree Perez did to her behind the scenes is very similar to what I was told they did to Kaepernick when Jay purposely co-opted Colin's protests by siding with the NFL to help their image after they blackballed Colin for his protests. Nicki and Nitty seem to agree that Jay is absolutely cutthroat when it comes to using his connection.
That could absolutely be one of the factors for the signing of Jay-Z. Hell, some people would say that that's one of the reasons why Obama was elected. To flatten the landscape at that time of uprising of the country and of the people, balance things out, make people feel equality, make people feel comfortable, spoke well. Also reaching the youth, everybody sit down, calm down. We have somebody that's going to make everything feel like it's moving in the right direction. Obama. It was a good timing thing, right? It was a good timing thing. You know, politics is all bullshit as far as what they put in front of us, right? The government, they fuck us over every chance they get. So nobody's mad at me for what I'm saying, right? And it doesn't matter whether you're Democrat, political, liberal, it doesn't matter. They fuck us over any chance they fucking get. But anyway, it's all about these little systems and control mechanisms. And anyway, yes, the NFL, one of the most powerful entities in the world. We got this thing going on with Kaepernick. It's become global news, and social injustice is a big topic right now. And the league is dominated by black athletes. The business is dominated by black athletes. Okay. How do we control this? The same example I just gave of like Barack Obama. How do we get this under control? Who's one of the most influential black people? Jay-Z. Yeah. But I want to give Jay-Z some credit there because of what he did. To me, it's almost like what Kendrick did. All right. I know this is America's sport. I know Donald Trump is sitting up there in the stands. Real talk. And I know a lot of y'all are showing up here for this stupid me and Drake beef. And if I'm going to do Not Like Us. But when you leave this stadium, when you look at that show, when you hit replay, you will see what I took this moment to do. I will put a focus on America's system and the injustices we have within this country. And I said, oh shit, Kendrick, use that nigga for that. Use that nigga for that. Sometimes you got to find your way in the building. However, but what you do when you're there, okay? So the NFL could be reaching out. Have y'all ever been asked to be a part of something and you knew the reasons for you accepting it wasn't the same reasons why you was being asked to partake in it? That's never happened with y'all? And I'm not even trying to give that all the way for Jay. It's a bag, it's opportunity, it's all types of shit for him. But I'm just saying the NFL could have had one thought and Jay could have had a bunch of thoughts. Why wouldn't he? He's not a thinker. You know, like, you want to know if I get up in there, I could call Usher. I could get Kendrick up there. I could do Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? I could go against my beliefs against Trump and put Bad Bunny or whatever on his name is. You know what I'm saying? So even this upcoming halftime show to me is showing a possible racial and political anti against the current administration move. And we think that that administration wouldn't necessarily be for Kaepernick's movement, right? So he's doing it again, Jay-Z, supposedly. So they may have wanted him there for that, but what he's done after he got into that spot, I don't see the negative. I don't see the cons.
To protect himself.
If any of those claims against him are true, what is Jay-Z doing hanging around with him?
And there's still all those lingering questions about Jay and Diddy's relationship. Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, asserted that Jay and Diddy were never truly close friends in the first place. He says they're...
Yeah, we said that earlier. I'll leave this alone. Look, man, the worst one that I saw this video, and I like when y'all send me things, y'all like, yo, ARP, you got to cover this. I think this was a decent watch, all right? But I think the worst thing that if I skim the rest, the worst thing that really is going to come out of this video is things that we've said before, which is, did he fuck over Dame? Dame to me is an asshole. I would never want to hang around a guy, have a conversation with the guy about business, be in business with him, etc., etc., etc. Dame is Dame. But friends is friends. How about that? Okay, we come up together and we friends. I'm not supposed to purposefully just steal or snatch or hide a deal and then let you walk in and realize like, oh, you thought that I was setting up this play and I was really setting up this play. And now you take this $5 million and go about your business because it's all mine now. And I'm going to go on with this, all these imprints and all this shit and make $100 million. It's like, I'm just allegedly. I never say that I think the Dame and Jay shit is clean. I don't. I side more with Dame from what we've seen over the years with that. That's probably the worst parts of that interview. I'm sorry, that video. But all right, moving along. I pulled this up because we had that video. I said, all right, let me just correlate the two together. Let me see what they're talking about. Forbes magazine ranks Jay-Z as the greatest rapper of all time in their new list. Now, mind you, Forbes, we always hear that name. We think power rankings, money rankings, financials, etc. Right? So, of course, you're going to have Jay as number one. But it just so happens you might be nailing that from a hip hop standpoint. Once you have Jay-Z as number one, me personally, I'm cool with the rest of your list. Kendrick number two. As some people are going to argue about that. That's like a LeBron and a Kobe thing a little bit. Lil Wayne 3, can't be mad at Lil Wayne in anybody's top 5. Lil Wayne's done a lot. J. Cole in the top 5, I'm not really crazy about, to be honest. Pac over Big, that's maybe a personal preference thing. Pac was very influential. He had like a whole thing about him that was past rap. As an MC, of course, it's Big. So the debate between Pac and Big is a forever thing. Drake, very hard to put him out of any top 10, consider what he's done and what he's accomplished, his hits, his chart, toppling, everything. Like Drake he's one of the biggest musicians in music history, period. Kanye West is as well. You know, I don't like this fucker, but he deserves to be in a top 10. Nicki Minaj, I don't like her anymore. She's done a lot. I don't like a bunch of you guys in front of Nas or in front of M. You know, see, the thing about M, it almost feels like he didn't do enough, and it's not. He's got like 7, 8 albums, maybe. I don't know, right? M did a lot. It just feels like he could have done so much more. It's just like early retirement, like type shit. You know, and he's not retired, but it's just like, why are you in the shadows when you could be put? I mean, he put out an album last year, right? Or was it this year? He did put out a recent album. I don't know. It's just people would continue to argue him as number one, and he just never moved in a way like he cared to stay there in that throne. You know, he pops out when he pops out, and that's it. And I respect it. I respect it. Andre 3000, cool. Big at 12. Missy, I like Missy on any list. Chuck D 14. ASAP Rocky in a top 50. Why'd you do that? Because he's with Rihanna and this is money laden as well. Some of your fucking picks here, Forbes. Lil Kim, I love it. Tyler the Creator, Impact. Snoop, I like Snoop a little moved up. Ghost, Staten Island nigga, so keep him in the top 20s, and he really is one of the best rap artists of all time. Common is dope. Rakim, ground setting, trailblazing, the same as Big Daddy Kane. Some people would move DMX up higher, same thing as 50 Cent. Just did too much, too big of an impact, too big of a movement, too much longevity. 50 Cent has LeBron, the Jordan, the Curry moments in his career, all of that. Ice Cube, he's done way too much. You look at the fucking movies and the league he's got, the 3-on-3 league. MF Doom in a top 26. Why? Juice WRLD top 27. All due respect. No, Lauryn Hill, I ain't mad. I understand. Dr. Dre. If we're talking rappers, he didn't write a lot of his shit, right? So I don't know. Move him all the way up if we're talking about producers. Rap list, I don't know. Queen Latifah, too much of a trailblazer. Mos Def, Busta Rhymes, I like. Future, huge impact. Childish Gambino in the top 35. LL Cool J, people gonna move him up. He's invented the word GOAT, right? MC Light, cool. Rock Marciano, I don't know. E40, much respect. Method Man, much respect. Bad Bunny, does he belong on this list? I didn't know that he raps. I'll see you at the Super Bowl, buddy. Lupe Fiasco, I'm not mad at him in the top 50. Prodigy, it's a moment where people looked at him as one of the top MCs on the scene. Melly Mel, Trailblaze, Takeoff, what? No. MIA, nah, I'm good. Pusha T, yes, but to me, anytime I see Pusha T on the list, I automatically say, okay, if you have that type of hip hop eye and ear, and you look at Pusha T for what he's done, then Styles P got to be on the list as well. And Styles P ain't here. Chief Keef, he's the first of what some people say, right? Opened up all those doors over there. He's that nigga. Cardi B, damn, to have her 48 and Nicki as number 8. I know some people look at that like Young Thug 49. I don't know. And Talib Kweli 50. Well, if you got Mos Def, I know Mos Def feels like he's done more than Talib, especially from the acting side of things and everything. But Not a bad top 50. Okay, there's always going to be questions, but not a bad one. All right, not bad, not bad. Okay, what else we got? We got Derrick Groves. I don't even want to start there. I want here. So this is how it all started, right? Footage shows New Orleans inmates escaping from jail and running across the highway. This was like back in May or some shit, right? It was out. Look at these niggas, B. It was out. Anybody serving hard time is going to take that opportunity, right? If I got 2 years, I'm not risking it. Like, yo, we all leaving. Nigga, I got a 2-year sentence. I ain't fucking that up. They catch me out there. If I don't have the means or the resources to get the fuck up out of here and go relocate, like Omar from The Wire, meaning that I got the money, I got the resources, I got the means to get up out this country and get to somewhere where there's no extradition on some Steven Seagal allegedly shit, like Russia, allegedly. Then nah, man, I might as well just finish this short stint and get out. But at the same token, man, you gotta assume you're sitting there long enough, man. Sitting there for a year, 2 years, 3 years, even a scent of freedom, is compelling as fuck. So I can't judge, man. I can't judge. Yeah, it says May 16, 2025. All right.
Just a little while ago, law enforcement agencies, multiple different law enforcement agencies, were working a scene in Southwest Atlanta. That is where we now know that Derrick Groves was found. He has been taken back into custody. We don't know his condition. We have not heard from law enforcement sources how he's doing, how that.
Nigga look like show out a little bit right here, right? Holla brother, a little bit resemblance in this particular picture. Not in this one though. This one he looked like Son from Philly. Which one is it? Dutch Spade, right? He looked like Son from Philly in this picture.
With a man in custody. His hands appeared to be zip tied behind his back. It appeared that he was cooperating with police and not resisting their arrest. It was a multi-agency response. A SWAT team surrounded the home, and now it appears that Groves is back in custody. He had turned 28 while he was on the run. He was the last inmate still on the run after the May 16 jailbreak, in which 10 inmates escaped from the Orleans Justice Center in New Orleans. With a man in custody.
Looked like more than 10 niggas that was running out that door in that video, right? Looked like 30. All right, here's the video of him being put in the car. Somebody drives by. He blows a kiss at the cameraman. Smiling, huh? Yeah, you a good old time outside for a while, huh? Like 4 months, huh? 4 or 5 months. Okay. 4 or 5 months. They always catch these motherfuckers like somewhere you feel like, why are you there? Like, that's like always the case. And I know it boils down to the resources. Motherfuckers, it takes money to move around, man. It takes money to be on the run. It takes, what was the situation with Chi Ali? Chi Ali shot a nigga in New York, right? He spoke about this on Vlad. Migrated to the South. All right, so at least you switched regions. He's in Atlanta wearing like wigs and everything like that. But because of money, the way he broke it down was like he just kept having to move closer and closer back to New York, do little pickups, little this or whatever. And eventually you just got too comfortable having to move in places that were fruitful for you. And I think he got grabbed in New York, right? Chi Ali. But anyway, money to move around. It's not like the movies. It's not like motherfuckers be on a run and they got this Mission Impossible connect to give them a fake passport. And here's this black bag with a gun and 20 IDs and $500,000. This ain't the fucking movies, be like. And then again, what's her name got away and set it off? Jada, right? She got away. And she had a bag of money, cut her hair, got on the road. Oh man, you motherfuckers be like down the block from where you got arrested from, where you be at like your aunts or your uncles at your girlfriend's house, places that's already tapped, places they're already on to and shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like you would find me in a swamp or a desert or some shit. Like we got him. You see how they got what was it, Osama bin Laden? That's how niggas need to like. He was official with his shit, right? He's like, oh, they really want me? Okay, cool. I'm underground, literally. Like, chat. Like, where would you be if you was on the run? Like, if you broke out of jail? If I break out of prison, all right. Some of it is like the movies. Like I change my clothes. I figure out how to get out of this jumpsuit. Can't walk around the streets naked. You draw too much attention. So I really might have to steal some shit. I might. It's like a lot of risk in that first like 24 to 48 hours, right? You know, it's damn. Because they on you heavy. They got the bloodhounds out and all that type of shit. Remember the movie The Fugitive from the train wreck? They knew that everybody wasn't even dead in the wreck. Like night of, like, oh no, we on his ass. Fuck. By the time I'm this guy's like 4 or 5 months though. If I made it to month 1, month 2, I had to been by then organize my way somewhere. And I don't know if it's out the country because that's a threat within itself, flying. You know, your name might be getting flagged at every airport. We don't know the behind the scenes natures of some of these airline systems. They say that's why Little Dirk booked 5 flights, possibly was to see if his name was gonna ring up and see if he could walk into an airport and actually get on a flight without being pulled off that bitch. So flying is tough, which means right off the rip, getting out the country isn't always gonna work. This is not Born Identity, B. But I'll be damned if I'm not on these Greyhounds and these trains. You know, you can't escape cameras. It's just a camera world. But I'm on these Greyhounds, man. I'm popping up states. I'm switching coasts for sure. For sure, bare minimum. And I'm in a quiet, super. You might catch me in the Ozarks out there with them racists or something. Like, I gotta find somewhere that's so off the fucking map. A place where y'all don't even care if I'm really there. Like, fuck it, he's all right if he stays there. Like, I gotta find a spot like that. Like, damn. It ain't easy. That nigga made like 4 or 5 months. Peace ARP, the gang as always. I watched both. Oh, okay. Don B, we're gonna come back to that. Bet. Good looking. Good looking. I'm glad you said that. But yeah, I it's not easy, man. It's much harder than you think, people. Let's just pray none of us are ever in that situation. I don't want to be in prison. I don't want any of y'all to be in prison. I damn sure don't want to have to break out. You know? But damn, yeah, they got his ass. I need everybody to put on their mature hats for a moment. All right, don't start pausing the chat to death. You notice that I don't be saying pause up here. It's not a part of my lingo. It's not a part of my daily thoughts when I say shit. Some of y'all probably paused me in some of my podcasts before. I barely even noticed because I just don't train my mind to think. Motherfuckers be like, yo, that's my guy right there. Pause. Like, oh, nah, you overtrained your brain to think about anything that could be a dick. I can do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was a good waitress. Didn't even say waiter, waitress. That was a good waitress. Yeah, leave a tip. Oh, whoa, leave a tip. Like, you trained your brain to think about a dick for everything. That's weird to me. But I know a lot of people do pause. I ain't mad at y'all. Y'all have y'all reasons. I can't train my brain to do that shit. I don't want to do that. But anyway, in news, so Go Yayo BM exposes questionable text messages with alleged TS. First of all, shorty, like, damn, like, just cause you's my whole ex or whatever, like, we have children together. Like, why would you expose me like this? Like, that's crazy. Your secrets is never safe, B. You better fly right. It's gonna make its way to them headlines one way or another, sooner or later, with you rappers. That's crazy. All right, so look at the text message, and this is all alleged. Whatever this pay thing is at the top. Damn, they didn't even cover the phone number right here. Yeah, somebody had to change their number. Good morning. You still gonna do that for me? Damn. So you was the one plotting, huh? Damn, I need that again. You played me. LOL. Girl, you was plotting first. Previous, you was always talking money shit. How you got me. So I thought you was gonna stand on business. I don't pay for no pussy. Damn, so you was plotting, blah blah blah, plotting first. I don't pay for no pussy. The person writes back, wasn't no pussy there with an emoji. But then a reply, the upside down emojis. There's no way you could spin that type of text messages. Like what a woman could never say that unless she like what like, wasn't no pussy. What? And then that type of response, like there's guys that may have been tricked. And if you read this, your text, what type of text would it be? If you were tricked, where you at right now? I'm coming to. No, let me not say that. They're gonna say like I'm fucking endorsing like hate crimes or some shit. No, I didn't mean that. I take that back. But let me put this out there. I want to clean that up. I think tricking people into doing sexual acts that they do not want to do is disgusting. So that's why I was coming off like that. All right, but the text message, if you were tricked, would be like, bare minimum. What do you mean? Bare minimum. Some people be flipping out from that very first text. All right. A Cash App, Miss Pretty. Evidence, I guess. Miss Pretty Maya too. Okay. This is allegedly the person. Okay. 2K. Stop. LOL. Stop what? You said you was gonna fuck with me, right? 2K is insane. All right. 500. Laughing emoji. You going too hard. LOL. You must be used to a certain type of girl. I see you be capping. Well, I see you be looking for money. So y'all tricking each other, basically. What else is new? Send address. So whoever this is covers the address in Dallas, Texas. How far? 40 minutes away. When you coming? Right now, I'm finna drop some more from my spot. And then come, okay, let me know when you on the way. Bring me some food too. Please, baby.
Cap. But that hoe just trying to end me, cuz I don't know what it is. I don't know who many be gay, fucking I'm gay. You know what I'm saying? But respect this shit when you see me. You know what I'm saying? Respect this shit when you see me. You see a man, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's gonna go bad. Pick your partner up, pussy ass nigga. Don't get mad. So go on, share that shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that, no rap, nothing. What you talking about, nigga? I don't want to kill myself. I'm trying to keep from hurting one of y'all. Cause I know ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I'm everywhere. Fuck you talking about, nigga? You playing. I don't understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know, this CJ old bitch, her best friend, folk, is one of South hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, she been on the other side. I'm just lit. When the hoe got around me, you know what I'm saying? I'm having my way doing my thing, so she stuck around. I believe she been plotting. You know what I'm saying? No, she pregnant by me right now. You know what I'm saying? But free commitment, though, I don't understand. You know, I'm finna text her right now and tell her put some money on her books or something, because she don't need it. I don't know what's going on with this shit, nigga. Cap. But that hoe just trying to end me, cuz I don't know what it is. I don't know who many be gay, fucking I'm gay. You know what I'm saying? But respect this shit when you. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand it.
Oh, there you go.
But y'all run with that shit. Y'all gonna run with it regardless of what I'm gonna get on this bitch. I ain't fucking gay. I ain't gay. I ain't gay. I don't give a fuck. Suck my dick. You know what I'm saying? No matter what y'all think, hoes gonna fuck, I'm gonna still be a rich nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't fucking no boys, and no boys fucking 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Newsflash though. But before we get out here, suck my dick, nigga. Fuck Pat, nigga. Pick him up, nigga. Don't give a fuck about none of that shit, nigga. Hating ass niggas, fuck that bitch, nigga. Fuck all you niggas. Suck my dick, die quick.
Very, very upset. He seems to be. That opening part, like y'all want to be gay, fucking I'm gay, but I'm a man. Y'all ain't gonna. That be like that evasive talk. That's almost just like y'all think I'm a sucker. Like I bet you won't. I bet you can't beat me though. You know that type of thing is almost in the lane of like, we're not. Nobody's calling you a punk or nothing. Like they're just saying you did this. You know, it's like a very, very evasive or defensive, overly defensive response. You know, like yeah, I seen you I seen you in the club with that ugly ass chick, ARP. I bet you don't got more money than me. What does that mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, wait a minute. Like, why'd you respond like that? I don't follow him too much. So I ain't invested in the outcome of all of that. I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't gonna have me up here getting in trouble. All right. I'm gonna cover the news, y'all, but y'all ain't gonna have me getting in trouble. Totally off topic. I got no transition for you. Way more important. Way more important. All right. So Cash Money and No Limit is doing a versus. I thought versus was done. Like, I don't know if it was being sold or something like that. Of course, it was turned up during COVID. They did a lot for hip hop during that time. Swiss Beats and Timbaland. And all the parties that came in, was it Triller that came in eventually? Is dope time for hip hop. We loved it. And I wouldn't mind if it was something that continues on forever. Versus. But this is a big versus. This is a huge versus. Look at this throwback picture, man. Babies win Iceberg, yo. No Limit and Cash Money. I had to go search in the background some of the hits and just to refresh myself. So if you take some of like the top 10s, I'm gonna start with, or top 15s. Let me go to No Limit. Make them say, that would ring the fuck off in there. Damn, even Mystical shit is crazy. I know people don't really fuck with Mystical. He keeps going in and out of jail allegedly over all that other shit. But Mystical's verse on that, It Ain't My Fault. Bout It is my shit. Down for My Niggas would go crazy. Cause that song, still to this day, you could hear in the club. Still to this day. Down for my niggas. Fuck them other niggas. I ride for my niggas. I die for my niggas. Fuck. Miss My Homies. Still Smoking by Fiend. Hootie Hoo by True. Soldiers. My Baby. That's Cool. Unladylike. If You Could Change. Stop Playing Games. No Limit Soldiers. The Party Don't Stop. But when we go to Cash Money, you got to back that ass up. That's going to ring anywhere. That's like a timeless song. Club song, party starting song, hit record. That's going to go anywhere. Back that ass up. Bling Bling, you keep that. But it was a big song. It was a big song. And to hear those guys at this point in their career now go back and drop those verses, that might be dope. Lil Wayne, Go DJ. I don't know if I would bring that to the verses. Juvenile High, of course. Burn the place down with that. Imagine if Jay-Z came out for the remix. That would be a huge. Jay can't do that because that's like the ultimate, like, choosing a side. Like, he's too big of a moment to come out during the remix in the middle of a versus. Like, nah, y'all cheating. y'all cheated. Y'all cheated. The Block Is Hot by Lil Wayne. That's a good one. Still Fly by the Big Timers. Number One Stunner. All this shit go. Get Your Roll On. We look at these songs now and be like, man, I remember how juvenile, I mean, not juvenile, but how simple them songs were back. They went, though. Project Bitch, I Need a Hot Girl, Shine by Lil Wayne, You Understand by Juvenile, Respect My Mind. Well, here's a cheat code for Cash Money. Nicki Minaj and Drake. That's your cheat code. You could take any of Drake's biggest hits, mix in 1, 2, 3 of those things. Nicki Minaj, same thing. Her Monster verse, for example, and that definitely is a huge cheat code. But if they keep it just without those guys, like the main, I mean, it's a very, very, I don't know. And those songs that I played, they have tons outside of that. Tons. Lil Wayne could get into so many different bags on his own. Wow. It's a lot. It's a lot. The Lil Wayne factor and I gotta lean Cash Money. That's too much with Lil Wayne. That's too much. He could fight the whole No Limit with his catalog. If, like, let's say they do 15 songs, a top 15 of Lil Wayne is it could fight with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So I got lean Cash Money, but it's about the song selection, the pacing, the performance. You saw what happened to the Diplomats, right? You can get up there and embarrass yourself if you don't put your shit together the right way and practice, rehearse, motherfucker. But that's epic, man. That's going down this month. I might try to make it to that. I don't know. I gotta see. That's worth pulling up too. I gotta see. This is a crazy month for me. We'll figure it out. Not really politics, but funny video that I saw.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead. The United States launched a targeted operation against that compound.
They did a lot of shooting, and they did a lot of blasting, even not going through the front door.
A lot of blasting.
You go through the door. If you're a normal person, you say, knock, knock, may I come in?
After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body.
He died like a dog.
His death does not mark the end of our effort.
A beautiful dog.
We give thanks for the men who carried out this operation.
And I don't get any credit for this, but that's okay. I never do. Here we are.
May God bless you. And may God bless the United States of America.
And I'm writing a book.
The United States is...
I ain't gonna lie, man. As a spokesperson, you wonder really how that guy got into office, man. Anyway, should I play this one? I'll leave the technology one alone. I'll play this and then we're gonna get out of here. Last but not least, we know I like ending on a funny note sometimes when we can.
All right, Nelson Walker.
Yes, ma'am.
There you are. All right, you're charged with stealing a Dolphin jersey.
So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
Oh. Give me what was stolen.
My wallet.
What was in your wallet?
It was $50.
Okay.
I had to replace all my IDs. I had gift cards in there, my earpiece, and a calculator.
There was no earpiece in her mouth.
I love it. Judging for the plaintiff for the amount of $500. That's what I think it's worth, madam. Goodbye.
All right, Nelson Walker.
I have so many questions and I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'll leave it alone, B. These people exist in the world, yo. I'm cool. They exist. All right. Let's get to some of these supers. Jay says, let's walk at the beginning. Absolutely. 6 o'clock on the dot. Appreciate you, Jay. Love the number 6 too. Jay with a 5 says, Cassidy voice, your mom. Laugh my ass off. That was classic. This was back when we was talking in the stream earlier for the worst people to argue or debate with in the battle rap culture. If anybody that joined the stream late. The Mixed Bag Podcast, our member says ARP. All right, so now here we go. You have to watch Exodus on time to catch Los Prime versus oh no, this is still battle rap. My bad. I thought we was getting into it. It's Don Bean later on. Matter of fact, that's talking about the movies. We'll get there. Might be battle of the night. If not, A Ward and Jay and Preem with just cleared Eunice. All right, so thank you for putting me on to Los Prime, right? Yeah, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna get on the stream early enough. I just hope. Let me shut up. Yeah, if y'all have missed my predictions, I put them on yesterday's stream. But good to hear that some of these guys that I'm not as familiar with is dope. All right, cool. Appreciate that, G. The Mixed Bag Podcast says he pissed me off, almost sent me into cardiac arrest this week over some damn Hennessy. LeBron James, man, what a stupid video, man. Whatever. Jay says, they say numbers don't matter, but when they start mentioning kings, they turn around and say LeBron got 6 rings. Well, not LeBron. You mean MJ. LeBron don't got 6. Right. What do you mean don't got him? Yeah, if he had 6, I'm just saying, if he lets Steph get one more, it changes things a lot. I heard KD went off last night. He's over there in Houston now. I mean, it's KD. Is he finally in a spot where he can get one outside of Golden State? Who knows? Who knows? Is it too late for him in his career? He's got a lot of talent around him. So when we talk about the Rockets, Amen's over there, right? Amen's there, Sengun is there. They got somebody else too. I forget. They got some talent on Houston. We're gonna see how they develop, type of chemistry they build. We got Lil Monster saying 1 thing's for sure, 2 things for certain. Sorry Shoot Podcast is real. ARP Green Team. My guy. Thank you, G. I appreciate it. Shout out to all the members. Don Bean. Okay, was this one it? All right, peace ARP and the Green Gang says, always, I watched both Babadook and Veronica. It wasn't too scary. Maybe horror films just don't do it for me. All right. So all that shit that they said, only 1 in 100 people can make it through Veronica, you think is bullshit. Could be marketing. I've seen things even promoted as true stories, and it's just like, come on, shut up. Did they promote Blair Witch like that? Like, oh, this could have really happened. I think they did that maybe with one of the Texas Chainsaws too. This really happened. Shut up. Shut up. I don't be playing with supernatural shit. I don't go in no mirrors and say no shit, but I'm still the guy that says it's fake, but I still don't play with things. You get it? I'm not gonna be like, it's fake. I could take you right now to exactly where they filmed that Blair Witch ending scene. I'm not going there, but I think it's bullshit. But I'm not playing with it. You get it? Yeah, I'm not that guy. Those are the motherfuckers that try to feed a fucking bear in the wild and shit. Like, oh, look at the bear, you fucking idiot. You just don't play with shit, man. There's a million ways to die. I'm not playing with shit. Babadook, though, so after yesterday, Ill Will, he texted me. He said, it's that. You got to watch it. So he caught yesterday's stream. Shout out to my nigga Ill Will, man. I've been thinking that for years. Like I said, Babadook, I got to watch. Rotten Tomatoes has it as a 98. I got to watch it. Maybe I'll skip Veronica. Maybe that's just marketing then. Being that you're also saying this, Don Bean, it did get a good score, like 83 or something like that. But Babadook 98, and a lot of people co-signed it over the years. A lot of people say it's arguably the best shit. Best horror movie. Fuck yeah, I gotta watch it. Man. Gotta watch it. Jay with the huge super chat says, I'm a TC soldier, New Orleans stunner. If I be leave me, I'm gonna take everything from her. Leave while you can, or your mom, I will pick you. What? Rum up. Which song is this? This is what I mean when I said on the stream the other day, I read it regular and I'm butchering the lyrics. But so is this you saying that you got no limit, Jay? Because we can make a bet now. I mean, it's coming up in a couple weeks. I got $20 on Cash Money. Let me know. All right. And that was the last super of the day. Thank you once again, Jay. All right, chat. We also almost 8 o'clock. Oh, we almost did 2 hours. Yeah, we jumped on a bunch of little small things too after the main pieces in the front of the stream. But all right. Back to these thumbnails. Drop me some comments below, not here on the chat because it's about to end, but some comments on the video. Come back and let me know you like the thumbnails. I went back to this one or that one from the past where we put more of the people in the picture to let you know some of the topics that we might be covering. And even the title gives you more of what we're covering, not just one person. What we've been doing for like the last month or so, the full streams, even though we cover like, let's say 5 to 10 topics, right? The title was dedicated to the first topic or the main topic. And then the thumbnail saying full stream was my way of letting people know the difference on the channel between the clips versus the lives. But from a thumbnail and a title standpoint, this gives people even more clear separation. So when I upload a clip, obviously you look at the time and say, oh, it's only 10 minutes. It's only 15 minutes. It's only 8 minutes. But, you know, from a thumbnailing standpoint, from a titling standpoint, I give people on the channel more understanding of clip versus full episode stream, live stream. So that let me know what y'all think about it. If you have a preference, I always like to hear the feedback. But yeah, this morning I woke up and I said, let me try that one. Let me have some fun with that one again. It takes me longer to edit, but I'm committed, so it's all good. Everybody enjoy your day. It's Thursday. Yeah, we're marching this week down. All right. Bright and early, 6 a.m. tomorrow. Y'all know where to be. We out.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry Street Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.